Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, the honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Shalom, wa barakiam to you brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is Brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord willing that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to start off here in Bel and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 37 to 38. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God. Neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. That seek thee and love thee. Which ultimately is talking about who? The elect. The elect of the nation of Israel are seeking the Lord. Meanwhile, majority of our people are living prominently in the flesh, doing whatever they please, whenever they feel like, however they feel like doing it, doesn't matter. Straight, impulsive, irrational, emotion-based, which is not how the men of the Lord are supposed to live. You understand? We're not supposed to live like that. We're not supposed to just do what we feel is right. Because we were given the law, statutes, and commandments. We were given a standard that we need to abide by. That we need to obey. And if we don't do that, which majority of our people are not doing that, they will be destroyed. It's the bottom line. Period. Right? As the woman be saying, period. There's nothing else for you. If you want to live lawlessly, you're going to perish. It's not a threat. That's what the Lord said. And what else did the Lord say? What else did the Most High Yahweh say? He's not a man that he should lie. So ain't nobody lying here. And that's where that, what is that, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11? Because judgment is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men is fully set them to do evil. Roughly paraphrasing. So because you ain't dead yet, now all of a sudden, oh, so God must love me. Ain't no way he got a problem with what I'm doing. Look, I'm still here. I'm thriving. Did you not forget that Satan also can bless you? Did you not forget that the Lord is not quick to judge? He's long-suffering and very merciful. And that's the key thing that our people forget. The Lord has been holding his anger for so long. And then what is that? Second Ezra? Let me go to that. I'm gonna get that. But let me get on here. Whoops. Second Ezra 15. I will hold my tongue no more. Yep. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord. That's a precept in itself. You see that? Verse 7. 7 is completion. 4 is mercy. There's 4 words here. That's all we got for this this verse right here. Therefore saith the Lord. In other words, pay attention. Right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. There's a time and a season for everything under the heaven. Now's the time to fucking listen. That's another scripture in Ecclesiastes. Hold thy foot Is that chapter 5? Hold on, let me look that up. Hold thy foot. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot. But, because I think it's going to say the same thing. It doesn't say hold at all. I mean, keep and hold is the same, I suppose. But still, verbatim, this is what it says. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot. Because we're all about being correct and being proper. Breaking the scriptures down properly. Bringing everything out properly. We go into prophecy. Okay? Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, which is Yahweh, and be more ready to hear. Like Apostle Gabar always says, you got 2 ears, 1 mouth, so shut the hell up. Then to give the sacrifice, and that applies to me first and foremost. This is just a lesson. You're on my personal lesson. Outside of this, depending on whom I'm around, majority of the time, I need to be doing more listening. And be more ready to hear than to give this sacrifice of fools. Which, by sacrifice of fools, it means just spewing out madness, talking folly, bullshit. For they consider not that they do evil. Because a lot of people overlook that, right? They don't think, oh, well, I just made a mistake. We had a few beers, and no, there's no excuse for that. Read the book of Sirach. It constantly harps on the importance of the tongue and the power behind it, and watching your mouth and putting a guard on your mouth and keeping your fucking mouth shut and being quiet when it's time to listen. Verse 2, let me get that. Be not rash with thy mouth. Look that up. Look up what that means. In other words, don't be quick to spew out. Right? Because the scriptures say also in the book of Sirach, examine first. Examine. Then rebuke. Examine the situation as at hand. Don't just jump the gun. It says, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. For God is in for God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. And they told us that, right? The longest prayer we have is the Lord's Prayer, which Yahushua gave us. And that's not a long prayer compared to what the scripture is talking about with the heathen. But outside of the Lord's Prayer, a lot of our prayers need to be straight to the point. Right? They don't need to be long and drawn out. Heathens apparently pray for hours, which is absolutely insane. There's no reason your prayer should even go above 10 minutes. I mean, now if you have a bunch of prayers, then perhaps. But I'm saying one prayer, just one whole prayer, because at that point you're making the Lord your friend. You're talking to him like you're cool. Like he's after that he's gonna dap you up. No, Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai is not our friend in that aspect. This is who we worship, and yes, we do worship Yahweh Shai. He's under the Most High Yahweh, but we worship him still. That doesn't make him an idol. All you dudes are bugged out, and you're going to deal with the judgment that comes upon you for that. Okay? Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 7 to 8. And this lesson probably ain't going to go much longer. I started to veer off into another topic. But that's just how the Spirit works. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 7 to 8. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, because you need both. You need both. They go together. You cannot have one with the other. What is the point of you going out to camp you don't believe? And what's the point of you believing if you're not actually going to have actions that back up and support your faith? It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. Right, New Jerusalem coming down. They're going to get the land back. All right, land's going to be refreshed, replenished, kainos. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's predestination. The elect, that remnant. The 144,000, the 1/3, and the remnant scattered abroad is going to get delivered and placed back into the land of Israel. And under Yahushua being joint heirs, the 144,000, the governing body, is going to make the earth righteous again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, it was edifying to the hopefully elect. Before I close, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachach Gudash. Never honors the apostle as a great millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. Shalom.